By both current evaluation and MSRP, this is without a doubt my most expensive fragrance and fragrance review yet. Hey Forum, Mandy back here with another video on the CascadeScents fragrance station, and this one is a review. This time on the formerly exclusive to St. Petersburg, Russia, and potentially the ultimate rich person fragrance, Pikovaya Dama by Xerjoff. But as always, before we get on with everything, the goal for this video is 500 likes. If we reach that goal, I'll randomly pin a lucky subscriber's comment in the comment section below to the top, as you'll be the recipient of an assorted niche fragrance sample pack. So to be eligible, please again like, subscribe, and comment. But with that out of the way, today's subject matter is from the 1717 Stone Label collection, again Pikovaya Dama by Xerjoff. And I quickly want to say that this review is not monetarily sponsored whatsoever. But with that being said, I'd like to thank the lovely people over at Xerjoff and the Xerjoff universe for providing me with this bottle today. Now I know what you may be thinking as well as far as me receiving this for free. I know it's super expensive, but at least I told you so, because if I was a subscriber like yourselves on the other side of this video, I'd want that transparency too, so it's only right that I give it to you myself. And as always, generosity from brands, regardless of prestige or value, should never affect my ability to review fairly. So that's where we are and where I stand, and with that out of the way, we might as well get on with it, shall we? So let's kick it off with the first category, which is scent. Now to be honest, Pikovaya Dama to me was kinda a pedestrian experience when I first tested a sample of it on J Royal's channel. Came off as super sparkly, aldehydic, and airy, like a fizzy soda, but an expensive one of course, and I didn't get much outside of that. Now I typically like that vibe, reminiscent of OG Chanel perfumes and whatnot, but it was super aggressive and almost too aggressive even for someone like me who historically likes that stuff. But boy am I glad that I got to revisit it here, because sure, that opening didn't change, but I actually grew to love it more now, mainly because I think it's sexy that it fits in so well with the premise of the novel this fragrance is actually based on, which is Queen of Spades, or in Russian, Pikovaya Dama by Alexander Pushkin. And in the book, there's this countess who is a proficient gambler, and she refuses to divulge all of her expertise and secrets to the protagonist. So I'd like to think that this opening is kind of like that, where it's so potent in its sparkly, airy mystery, but when you wear it out, you suddenly get a taste of her fortune with how godlike it actually dries down. So when them powdery iris florals start to creep in minutes in, which especially become prominent at the 1 hour mark, I just really love that. Then add in a bit of woods and muskiness too, which come off as clean rather than deep and stanky, and yeah, overall it's a stellar, vintage, aldehydic, floral, musky perfume, but somehow contemporary at the same time. Now occasion-wise, with a scent this vibrant that screams all the elegant and ostentatious things in life, Pikovaya Dama for me leans daytime formal. Like if I have smart casual / more upscale occasions during any time of the year, but preferably spring or summer, this is definitely a leading candidate to spray from my fragrance wardrobe. That being said, PD for a woman or man is just generally a rich person's signature scent. So if you're the type who wants to command such status and luxury, you may as well express that vibe too with an equally appropriate scent like this one. But now onto the performance category, and I wouldn't have said that this had signature scent potential for the rich if it didn't have some bite as well. And trust me, it's kind of scary how a scent this ethereal on written notes alone is actually the opposite and is super aggressive overall. This stuff does even well beyond that, and it's actually pretty good for me in the cold as well. For example, in 0 to 6 degree-ish weather with 2 to 3 sprays max, Pikovaya Dama does even well in those conditions, projecting great for well over 4 hours before becoming a lovely skin scent for you and your loved ones at over 12 hours. So overall, no complaints in this department. But speaking of those around you, second last category is feedback, and to be honest, both positive and negative feedback came my way. Positive wise, actually some of my closest friends, both women and men, are also fragrance enthusiasts too, and they always seem to be enthralled by Pikovaya Dama if I'm wearing it. Like they'll straight up call it out now and say that they really want this for themselves or for a loved one, for example. But on the flip side, I've actually received a couple negative reactions from wearing just 3 sprays of this stuff around the more casual noses. Like one friend who isn't totally into fragrances called it too stuffy and too floral, which I of course don't agree with for my taste overall, but I can definitely see it for her. So if you have people in your circles who are sensitive to the typically overly perfumey stuff out there, just be careful with this one. And if you can live with that mixed potential feedback too, this may be for you as well, but as always, results may or will vary. But on to the final category, is it worth it? here's the value for Pikovaya Dama. At the time of this video's release, evaluation-wise, a 50 ml presentation of Pikovaya Dama runs for 311 euros, so that's just over 6 euros per ml. So Pikovaya Dama, goes without saying, is not cheap and without a doubt my personal most expensive fragrance ever. Mind you, you can also pursue a more forgiving evaluation at 100 mls, but I'd only do that if you'd want this for a signature scent and would wear it a lot. But here's the thing, does this smell like just over 6 euros per ml, or in other words, is it even worth it? And to be completely honest, as far as ingredients and aroma chemicals for the most part, I don't even know if there's anything on a mainstream designer or niche level that can actually fulfill that evaluation period. But to be fair, there's other factors that you're also buying into as a consumer here, like any other fragrance. So say if you're a perfume enthusiast or a rich person who wants to buy into sheer storytelling and blend execution, Pikovaya Dama might be the scent for you if you're simultaneously looking for something versatile that leans both spring and summery. Deadass forum, I've never thoroughly tested a fragrance that made me long for such vintage opulence as much as this stuff right here. And I can definitely envision people being as moved as I am with this stuff, even in comparison to other offerings in this genre and price point, you know, from the Clive Christians and the Rojas of the world. So it goes without saying that Pikovaya Dama by Xerjoff definitely gets a thumbs up from me, and I'm really glad that I got the chance to revisit it on a more thorough level. But yeah, for more information, see the links in the description below if you want to check out the beautiful people over at Xerjoff and the Xerjoff universe. So big thanks to them for making this possible. But hey, an even bigger thank you to you, the forum, for the ongoing support as always. None of this is possible without any of y'all, so thanks again, and please keep being awesome. And part of why you're awesome too is your continued feedback, so please be sure to let me know in the comments what you guys think of Pikovaya Dama by Xerjoff. Have you tried it? If so, what do you think of it? If you haven't tried it, are you interested? Also, again, as always, 500 likes and a random subscriber in the comments gets an assorted niche fragrance sample pack. But until then, that's it for me now. Take care, peace out, bye. Wear your fragrances.